I have been in all the New York shows. I mean, all the big New York shows. You know, I've been in Law and Order. Thank you. Law and Order Criminal Intent. And Law and Order SVU. As a dead body. I don't know what it is about me that just screams like every ethnically ambiguous dead lady in Brooklyn and Staten Island, but I've got that market cornered. Especially if she's walking home from the synagogue, Olive Garden, or from her, you know, stripping shift. Yeah, it's just me and this heroin addict from Jersey City who fakes dead really well. Actually, she's here tonight. Just kidding. Yeah, we both have those markets really cornered. But, you know, ironically, I have worked a little bit as a sex worker. It's not what you think. I wasn't a stripper, I wasn't a prostitute. I was actually a dominatrix in the city for a while. A couple of my clients are here. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay. I will give you that spanking afterwards, like I promised. But I think people are surprised when they hear I was a dominatrix because I don't look like I would be. Like, I don't have a dominatrix face or something. But the thing is, I've always been really open-minded, and I've always been really broke. So just add Craigslist to that equation, and the world is your oyster, you know? And for some of you younger kids in the audience, I see you, I know you're like, what's Craigslist? It was like the original Reddit, just in case you're confused. It's where all the shadiness started. Yeah, you can still get some really great jobs on Craigslist. Yeah, but I think I look like I should be serving breadsticks at the Olive Garden, not like beating men up with breadsticks, you know? Yes, food fetishes are a real division in the S&M world, and they're fucking disgusting, and it's why I'm mostly retired. Even as a Sicilian, I did not want to see that much marinara sauce in certain places, you know? I'm very scarred. I believe Alyssa was chatting a little bit about LA as well. Who here has been to LA? Anybody?
Me.
Yeah? You look very stereotypical LA in the best way possible. Like, hot blonde, you know, all the girls that I hate. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love you, just kidding. No, you're awesome. I'm sure you're not LA typical. I mean, there's a lot of great people in LA, and you know, they get a bad rap, just like New Yorkers do. And you know, there's some differences between LA and New York that are very obvious, you know. Like, instead of pizza here, you get tacos there, you know, at the taco truck. And instead of like late night snacks at the deli here, you get them at gas stations there. It's really shady over there. And instead of like everybody there being like desperate for human contact, everybody here is desperate to be left the fuck alone, you know? And you really notice that difference like the first 2-3 minutes of your Lyft ride in LA, when the drivers really excitedly are like, hey, you got a big night planned? They're all actors, by the way. It's 7:30 on a Monday, and my destination is Trader Joe's, so you do the fucking math, okay? Why can't you be screaming in the speakerphone a foreign language like most of my New York drivers? And those are the people I want to be friends with, okay? That's not racist, that's just statistics. And I just like unavailable men, apparently, so, yeah. I lived in West Hollywood for a lot of the time I was in LA, which is kind of like New York. It's kind of like if Chelsea and Hell's Kitchen had a baby, like a really gay baby, you know? It's really gay there. So I would reminisce over my favorite catcalls when I was there, as I would watch the men get catcalled, you know, and I would feel bad about myself because I'm really insecure. You know, I had a few in my encyclopedia brain. And I had to do the same thing during COVID because, you know, for the first year, it didn't go out much. I did get hit on every now and then with my mask, which was kind of like S&M. S&M. So I would reminisce over, you know, some of my most interesting ones that I had, you know, early 2020. And I had one where this gentleman walked by me with his cane, either because of his weight or his age, because they were both pretty up there, you know, he's a pretty big guy, and he was older, and as he passed me, he said, nice tits. But when we locked eyes, he was like shocked that he said it out loud, you know? He didn't mean to, apparently. But still, my Sicilian side and my inner dominatrix had to come out, and I'm like, hey, you're old enough to be my dad. And you're fat. I never fat shame in the real world. It's just you're allowed to still do that at dungeons, you know, so it just came out. And he very sadly said, but I'm trying to lose weight. I know! Only I would get the sensitive catcaller of New York City, right? But it's cool because he's my boyfriend now. I mean, his feelings like that, right? And he paid for me to be on Weight Watchers with him, so it was like a really nice bonus. And I only had to see him like 2 times the last 2 years, so it's been great. Yeah, it's been a really interesting few years, right? So I am psychic. I'm empathic and psychic, which is really weird. I'm still getting used to it myself. Don't judge me. You know, I think when you have these abilities kind of starting to develop when you're younger and you don't really understand what's happening, it can be confusing, and also because a lot of people are really skeptical, you know, when it comes to psychic abilities. None of you guys, because you're all very evolved. But you know, people can get judgmental when you tell them that, and I definitely discovered there's certain types of people that can be particularly judgmental. A lot of boomers, you know, when you tell them, they'll be like, if you're so psychic, what are the lottery numbers going to be tomorrow? I don't know why they love that question, but they fucking do. Probably because they love money, you know, but, and then a lot of male comedians will be like, if you're so psychic, when am I going to lose my virginity? I said I'm psychic. I'm not a miracle worker, okay? I don't know why, but a lot of male comics usually fall into one of 2 camps. They're either like really terrifying virgins or like really scary fuckboys. You know, there's like very little in between. Female comics, we usually fall in the middle where we do okay, but not that great. You know, like that's like our speak, you know. But yeah, so it's been very interesting to come out as a psychic, which I did the last couple of years. Because it turns out when you're not sure if the world's gonna end and you can't pay your rent, your psychic abilities just go through the roof, right? Even with that little even with the government money. I live in downtown Brooklyn. It's fucking expensive, you know? So psychic readings were helping me out. And I'm number 11 on Yelp, you guys. Look me up, okay? And if you come, you know, if you get a reading with me, I will also give you a free spanking, if that's your thing. Or I'll insult you, whatever you want. Or I'll insult your boyfriend, you know, whatever you want me to do. I am mostly retired though from being a dominatrix. And I had something interesting happen. I went back home to Long Island, where I'm from. Don't judge me, I know it's a terrible place, but you guys live in Jersey, okay? I know, we compete over who's worse, it's hard to say. We have Billy Joel, you guys have Bruce Springsteen, it's a wash. Okay, so, I went back home, and I haven't gone home a lot the last couple of years, even though it's very close by, because it's really terrifying there lately. And so for the holidays, my mom surprised me by putting all my old headshots on the wall across from my bed there. So I was like trying to fall asleep, and I only got to remember, 15 years of horrible headshots like this. But I got to calculate that I've spent $7,000 on headshots, you guys. And I've only gotten 3 paid gigs besides those dead body ones and the dominatrix jobs, okay? So that night I naturally applied for more dominatrix jobs. My mom is driving me back into S&M all because she started using Pinterest. Don't let your mom use Pinterest. They get really weird ideas. But it's cool because most S&M work is still virtual, so it's just insulting men online, and I have no problem doing that. I will pay for that. It's like therapy to me. So yeah, once it goes back in person, I'm out though, No more marinara sauce for me.